us.
I'm Azim, 21 years old. I was told I was gonna go on 3 speed dates. Also having like some dating coaches in my ear, right? They're gonna kind of help me along, you know?
All right.
To be honest, I am terrified of dating. I've only been on like really 5 dates. I'll be like, oh God, I don't really think they like me. I think I'm just talking to them. I think I'm just annoying now. I think it's just better like if I like just stop talking. I think it's a lot of self-doubt in myself, you know?
My name is Eric Leonard, more known as the Portland dating coach.
I'm Cora, dating relationship expert.
I'm Marina. I'm also a dating coach.
All right, you're doing something really brave here. We've got your back, and I think we're gonna bring in your first date.
Hello.
But hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
He's so nervous.
I would be too.
Just as a heads up, the premise to this is entirely ridiculous. You will never be successfully coached through a date over a fucking phone call. Like you might be able to help somebody through like texting, but not in a live interaction. You can't be listening. Like you're not playing fucking League of Legends. You don't have, coaches on the line like telling you what play to make. Like this is absolutely like, I understand it's just for entertainment, so it's like a meme, but like.
I'm Azim, by the way.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Kat. High five. Yeah.
What?
Ooh. You know what though? Shout out to my man. And I'm gonna say this. Half the struggle is even just showing up.
True.
My man came through, and even though he's nervous and he's bumbling, he's moving forward. So right off the top, I gotta give it some love.
True.
Because a lot of y'all be hitting me up. What do I do? Have you tried? No. Good. Die alone.
People don't think
whoa, nigga, your hair look nice today.
Thanks. I don't like compliments, you know that.
No?
Not a fan.
When I give a compliment, it's not about you, it's about me, though.
I know. That's what I said.
Do you think it's intentional that it looks like this guy's hair is like this guy's beard, and then this guy's hair is like that guy's beard a little bit?
How does it feel to have someone like telling you what to do? Is that uncomfortable?
It's really surreal. So Kat, so what brought you?
Oh, and they know that he's got like a dating. This is such a weird setup. What is even the point of this? But okay.
Someone like telling you what to do. Is that uncomfortable?
It's really surreal. So Kat, so what brought you to this thing? Like, what made you come here? You know?
Honestly, I still don't know because I was like, this year I'm just going to do a stay single 2021, and here I am going on a date. So New Year's resolution never works. That's the takeaway.
Ask her why she wants to stay single.
Why'd you want to stay single? Why single 2021, you know?
Staying single 2021 is more like working on myself.
She wants you to step up and talk about yourself.
So like I graduated UW from with a biology degree.
I'm so sorry, but that is absolutely never true. Nobody on a date ever gives a fuck. I'm sorry, I'm being cynical. Now, ding, 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 qualifier for this angry separator post. I am kind of cynical, okay? Nobody wants you to ever fucking, if you think you're talking about yourself is like body odor. If you think you're doing it a little, you're actually doing it way too fucking much, okay? Careful with that. Unless you think that you're an actual really good storyteller, and if you don't know, you're not, I'm sorry. Or like you are getting like a lot of like verbal like laughs or like good response to the person, like be very, very, very limited on like how much you talk about yourself. Like nobody gives a fuck when you graduated from college. Nobody gives a fuck about what you do for work. Like unless they actually like, oh, like I'm into music, and you're like, oh shit, like I produce for this studio. Like unless it's like directly, they don't give a fuck about this shit. Okay, don't be careful. Okay.
Right?
Nice.
And like really what I'm trying to do with that is I'm trying to become a doctor, really specifically like a pediatrician, you know?
I disagree with what she said about talk about yourself. I'll be honest with you guys, the biggest piece of advice I can tell you is ask them questions about them and push with those questions.
What a piece of shit. This guy, he's on the grind because he's copied my videos. But he's absolutely right, 100%. This is actually the 100% correct thing.
You got to be inquisitive. But there's a natural way to go about conversations where the other person gets to talk a lot about themselves. And to provide the conversation's free-flowing and fun, they'll enjoy it. And me personally, my advice, dudes, is you're better off asking questions about them than being the one who just talks about himself out of nowhere. There's times for it. I'm not saying it's necessarily bad, but the opposite's actually better.
Yep. True.
Here's the difference between men and women. A woman who talks about herself is just sharing. A man who talks about himself is arrogant.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So if you just are volunteering.
I would say that in terms of, I'm going to be very realistic, okay? So if you're incel or red pill, you'll be having things. In terms of average dating market dynamics, that's probably true. If the guy is more desperate to try to find a date or attention, then the guy is probably going to be playing a little bit harder into the girl. So that's probably true. But if you're a girl and you're really interested in a guy, then you should be asking the guy questions and shit. When I talk about like mental tricks to conversations, even though they're not like disingenuous tricks, like I know how a lot of these work, but if people do them to me, it still feels good. Like I'm still really excited if somebody asks me a question about myself or asks me a question about whatever, even if I know that like, oh, like they might be doing this, blah, 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 like it's still fun to talk about myself, right? So if you're a girl going after a guy, if you like don't know if this guy's seeing a lot of girls or if he might not be like super into you or whatever, like these are like good ways to get to leave a good impression in that person's mind. Like I think it's still important to do this regardless.
Hearing a bunch of information, a woman's gonna be like, when are you gonna start talking about me? Whereas if a woman's constantly talking about her things, guys are like, we still tonight? We don't have that same thought pattern. We don't.
Farce.
I've had so many girls tell me, oh, the guy just talked about himself the whole day. I have never heard a dude say, she didn't ask me any questions about me. Then you never heard that.
Never.
So that's the difference between the two.
It is a big difference.
And that's also why I would never take advice from female dating coaches.
I wouldn't. I would be skeptical. I'd be like, okay. But who are you giving the advice to?
I think it super depends on what you're going after. Like if I just wanted to fuck a girl and she didn't ask me questions, because like it super depends on the dynamics. If you're just trying to fuck somebody, you just want them to have a good time, to be left with a good impression. If you think we had a good conversation, if it feels like I'm investing in your story, then we're probably gonna fuck, it's probably good, then whatever. But if you're trying to date somebody and they're not asking you questions and they don't seem interested, I think that would hurt me. I think I would be, I'm not gonna be like upset. Well, I will be upset, yeah. But not like angry or crying, but like, oh fuck, like that didn't really go that well. Like if I'm seeing a girl that I just want to fuck, the goal is to make her feel as good as possible on the date, and then hopefully we fuck at the end of the night and we're cool. If I'm seeing a girl that I like, and I'm engaging in a conversation and she doesn't seem at all interested in me or any of my things, she doesn't ask me questions. Like when I get a lot of interactions with women like that, I start to assume, okay, this person's not interested, and then I disconnect because like you don't seem like you care much, so fuck it. So I mean, like, I'd be a little careful going like too far off into one end on this. I think that similar things apply to both men and women when it comes to these types of interactions.
Girls, cool. Guys?
No, I don't recommend it at all. I don't recommend dudes take advice.
I'd be like,
Viewing him.
Where are you like looking to go?
I'd like to stay here. UW Med, because like.
Wait, what did he say? Hold on.
UW Med, because like, it'd be nice to.
Like looking to go.
I'd like to stay here. UW Med, because like,
Am I having a stroke? Because UW Med? I don't know what the fuck he's saying. Hold on.
I'd like to stay here. UW Med, because like, it'd be nice to.
Oh, like UW Med. Like he wants to go to med school or something. Yeah, okay.
All my friends, hopefully be here with you, too, but like.
Press pause.
yo, he's giving little jabs. I
Okay.
ain't mad at that.
He went for a right hook when the person could see through the guard.
Hey.
Saw it coming. It wasn't the right time, but he went for it. Right? He wasn't
I think like a little joke like that is probably fine. I don't, yeah.
just there being passive. He shot his shot. And it was a bad shot. Airballed it. But I respect it. Right? Don't pull a Ben Simmons where you don't take any shots in the NBA Finals game. Conference Finals. Don't be that dude. So respect to him for that.
Oscar de la Hoya.
Okay.
Diego Corrales, my nigga, keep jabbing. Let's go.
Well, we'll see.
They're not really vibing.
She's really quite still with this whole thing, right? While he has this notable animation.
I definitely think he's intimidated by her.
What about you? You lived here your whole life? How about?
Oh no, I went to high school in Michigan.
It's getting a little bit like informational. Bring the conversation to a more playful place.
So tell me, what kind of hobbies do you do? What do you like to do for fun,
What do I do for fun?
Yeah.
I have a cat.
Okay.
It's my cat's birthday today, actually.
Oh, happy birthday to the cat.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
God, fuck. What does playful mean? What kind of hobbies do you have? I feel like, fuck. I would say it'd be fun to do sample conversations, but I feel like it would be cringe. When I'm asking people questions, I'm trying to think of like, what are the things that like drive you? So like, there's like a couple answers that I get. Let's say it's like, oh, what do you do for work? And somebody's like, oh, like I work down at like, I work for Google or whatever, and I do like programming. And it's like, oh, like why? Like, what is that, like a fun job for you? Or do you, and they're like, I don't know, I just do it. So, right, okay. I move off the topic. Like, they don't care that much. I'm not going to ask them 50 million fucking questions about a topic that they're not very enthusiastic about. But like, let's say that I ask somebody a question like, oh, like, what do you do for work? Like, oh, I'm a teacher at the local school. I work with like special needs children. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a pretty difficult job. Why special needs children over like, teaching non-special needs? And like, if I start to get like a more detailed answer, like, oh, well, I had like a couple experiences, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, now you've got like something where it's like, they're giving you a little bit more and you get like hooked into it. And you're like, okay, you have like a big interest here and I can ask you questions divining that big interest. And it's probably something that you very rarely get to talk to another person about. So you're going to have a lot of fun divulging that information because you don't get to explore topics that you're passionate about with very many people, especially strangers ordinarily. I think that like, so like they're kind of right when you're talking about like, what is like, find a fun topic, but the fun topic is going to be like what kind of like topic they're passionate or really interested in. Not like, do you like dogs or cats, right? Like you should be like trying to like talk through like find like the things that are the most interesting for them to talk about and then hook into that and get more information about that, I think.
For now. Okay.
You don't want your asking of questions to seem like a questionnaire. What hobbies do you?
The problem with keep it playful is that you either have the gift of gab or you don't. It's being able to riff off of what they're saying versus putting them onto a cringy 20 questions. Yeah. And that, fuck, I wish there was a good advice for that. And I sometimes on stream, there's probably examples of me doing this really well, and there's probably examples of me fucking up. Because like, honestly, you can't do it all the time. But like, I think it's a super good skill to be able to like joke back and forth.
I was gonna raise and then it didn't work out.
Oh no, like all of your relationships.
I had long, healthy relationships, okay, with people who were in the same location and not in another.
Really?
Continent.
I didn't know we were counting family now.
Aw, at least I didn't cheat on my significant others.
Well, that's easy to do when nobody's interested in you.
No, I'm just a nice, faithful human being. Something you could take notes about. Definitely.
That's good. If I was you, I would need faith in God to get through every day.
Okay. Now we're going.
But then also to like make it serious as well. Like, I think that the best things in life usually come in combinations like that. Like Scrubs is a really funny show and it's nice to watch, but like the serious episodes like hit really hard because it's like, it's really good to be able to, vibe that up. But then you also have to be careful too that you don't like, you don't cross a line or say something like too much, right? Like, oh, you work with special needs kids? Oh, well, that's great. Like your dinner with me will be like right at home. Like that's probably not a joke that I would go with, not on date one without knowing the person, unless they say they have dark humor or something maybe, right? But yeah, like you just have to be like, yeah, to go back and forth between like the serious and the joking is that's like a learned skill. That takes a lot of practice, but you have to practice or you're never good at it.
Don't want your asking of questions to seem like a questionnaire.
Yeah, this is why I'm kind of opposed to like, people will be like the 20 most interesting questions asked on a date. That would be, if I was like with a person that I'd never met before and I was like, if you could meet one person in history and talk to them, who would you talk, like that kind of like a rubric for a conversation? I don't think it's,
hobbies do you do? Where do you live? What part of town? You don't go through every sequence together. If you ask about the cat and she says, oh, my cat, it was his birthday. I'm like, yo, dope. Did y'all get him a cake? How many candles?
You have to go on. You have to go
build
into
on
questions.
it.
Yeah.
What he said, the build on it, yeah, is really important. When they give you something, you build on it because you want to keep going. Yeah.
What kind of cat is?
What kind of? Yeah. Even if you don't give a shit.
Yeah, and what if the cat's name is Casper? It's like, yo, you just waiting for him to die? Like, you're already ready for the afterlife? You can interject.
Oh, so he's doing the thing. This motherfucker. I've talked to him before. I think he's copied my shit. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Please don't pay that. But yeah, he's absolutely right. Like being able to bounce back and forth between like the joking and the seriousness, like this conversation will leave a powerful imprint in their mind. Yeah.
Humor to the little funny things, and then it doesn't make it feel like a question, but like a fun reveal. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where you go with the leading question, but then you follow up with that to make it not so. Okay, that's your cat.
Cat.
What's your sister's name? Oh, Gemini. Great.
Yeah. No, but like honestly,
Tell her she's intriguing, has a little bit of an edge. She's got pink hair.
Let me just say real quick that like you got pink, you got like the little highlights in your hair. You seem to got a lot going on in your life, and
Say,
like
I'm intrigued by you.
I'm super intrigued.
Awkward. That's awkward.
That I think going. There are definitely times, there are a few safe compliments for women. One is if you know anything about makeup, if you can tell they're wearing like mascara or eyeliner or something, usually like, or like their nails are done, like, or their hair's done, you can like lead with that or whatever. But interjecting shit like that in the middle of conversation is so unimaginably fucking awkward. I can't imagine ever doing it because it feels like that feels like a Hail Mary. You're like fumbling, like, your hair is really pretty, by the way. Like that feels like an absolute fucking Hail Mary. Learning about makeup helped me so fucking much. The makeup compliments are usually really good because if you know anything about makeup, like no guy ever compliments a woman. Like a guy saying anything about mascara will never happen. Guys don't know anything about eyelashes. Like women do that shit and the guys don't even notice. So if you can like ever point shit out like that, that's like a really good, but like it has to be done in a pretty tactful way because that can sound really creepy really quickly or whatever. Like, wow, your foundation, I can't even tell where it starts and stops. You match your skin tone so well. Like it's gonna sound really fucking weird. Yeah, I would generally like stay away from stuff like that. Like I don't know.
If you're on the back foot, okay, and she's getting an awkward vibe, the last thing you want to do is be like, I'm so intrigued by you, looking like you want in your...
Yeah, fuck. Okay, I have to keep pausing because if I don't say it first, she's gonna say it, and then it's gonna sound like I'm copying her shit. But this is true, yeah.
Needing more. That's not how you turn it around. That's not how you turn it around. If a girl's like kind of awkward and feeling weird for me, I'm like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. No, it's gonna make her feel weird, right? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. This advice is...
Oh yeah, pre-watched. True.
Yeah, straight away from compliments.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say. I had a question like that. People question me. They're like, yo, what do I do? Like, in my language, pickup line sounds very rough, and girls don't reply to hi. If you want to wow a girl, you have to get outside the box, okay? Don't do the obvious thing. If she has beautiful eyes, don't talk about her beautiful eyes because
I don't think eyes are good. I think that like the two, like these are cheap cheating ones and they seem to always work. It's like if somebody's done their hair, you can notice like, oh, hey, like your hair is nice. Like, cool. It looks good. Or like if they're wearing a dress, it's like, oh my God, that's such a cute dress. Like, nice. Like those are like the two like really safe ones. Getting any more intimate, like, oh my God, you have such full, nice lips. Or like, oh, your eyes are so beautiful. You're ramping up the romance level like a million times there. And if this is like a first date, it's probably not appropriate. Like you're moving on to like, you're getting into like very, yeah. Or nails is another good one too. If they like just, if they just painted their nails or whatever. But like anything more than that, I think you're getting like really into weird territory. Oh, you have such a nice cleavage.
One, because you've heard that all their life. Two, it's not her fault. She ain't got nothing to do with that. Three, every guy that she's been with or she's seen talked about her eyes. Go outside the box. I would actually avoid compliments that are obvious. If you like in her style, that's one thing. If you like her vibe, that's another thing. Her eyes, her haircut, things that we like, you know what I mean? But use it like spice, you know what I mean? Seasoning your food is good, but too much salt is high blood pressure. You understand what I'm saying?
You know?
I really appreciate that, although I don't know how much of it is like your earpiece, they're in your head, or...
I won't reveal that.
Say you'll find out on the second date.
Say you'll find out on the second date. Maybe this is the editing.
The funny thing is that line could work, but it would have to come organically. Like if she was like, I don't know if that's you or the earpiece. If he would have snapped back quick, like, well, you'll find out on the second date. That works. That actually 100% works. But he can't like wait. She's like, I don't know if that's you or your earpiece. And he's like, yeah, I don't think, or I'm not going to reveal that. You'll know on the second date, right? Like it doesn't work at that point, right? Yeah. Like delivery is like 85% of the shit on these. Like
it was like zero to little, no chemistry.
Hey, so let's say hypothetically, right? Let's say we're on a second date, right? Let's say like I plan a picnic for you, right? Would you be into that?
A picnic?
I'm already like looking forward to the next date.
Okay. Oh my God, that's so desperate. Oh, don't do that. The only piece of the most insular red pill shit I will ever tell you guys is, and I might be projecting a little bit because this is definitely true for me, but like, sensing like any amount of like desperation for whatever reason is like the ultimate destroyer of any attraction. As soon as or at least for me, that is the case. And I've heard that from a lot of other people too. If you feel like desperation, it's like, oof, I'm completely over this. I am drier than the Sahara Desert. I'm out of here. Don't ever give off like that vibe of like super desperation. Whew.
Okay, yeah.
Like, Doug, you haven't even sealed the first date, okay? How are you already like pointing ahead to?
It's at the end of this date.
Thanks so much for joining me. That was fun.
Great to meet you.
Are they still talking to you?
They're still in my ear, but I just want to say real quick, thank you so much for being, I really do appreciate you.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay.
How did that go for you?
It feels a little weird. Like, I feel like almost ingenuine. I don't know. It's a weird feeling, but I feel good. Yeah, what do you think of him so far?
I don't think he feels worthy or feels comfortable approaching a woman.
She was, in fact, questioning his sincerity a lot, I think. If I can be completely honest.
Well, no shit. He's got a fucking earpiece on. Like,
was, in fact, questioning his sincerity a lot, I think. If I can be completely honest, I'm not convinced she wants to see him again.
yeah, no fucking shit, Sherlock fucking Holmes.
Captain fucking Obvious.
Yeah.
Hey, is this really your profession? You guys are trash at your job. He doesn't seem like he has too much confidence. What gave that away? His fucking fumbling for 10 minutes?
Or maybe the fact that he needs you in his ear to go through like 3 speed dates? Like,
you guys have nothing
stop saying pre-watched.
Insightful to say? Jesus Christ. You know what's crazy is the girl in the middle is actually the best one out of all 3 of these. The other 2 are useless. Listen, I'm sorry. There's a lot of people who are dating coaches, okay, who are trash at what they do, who probably don't really get out there that much.
And release. This will calm down your nervous system.
When she enters, look into her eyes and do like a little water cheers. You're James Bond. Own it.
What?
Oh, like this? Did y'all bring these dating coaches to sabotage him? Do you think this is... Cheers. That's
Holy shit,
corny.
yo, this guy's fucking me up.
That's corny.
Hey.
Hi.
Don't forget the cheers.
I forgot the cheers. I'm sorry. They got. I don't know. They got me in my ear and like. Yeah. I'll be real. I forgot what they're trying to like. They told me to say that beforehand. I already forgot it. So.
They're talking into your ear.
Yeah, they're like in my ear right now. Yeah. They're telling me to like look in your eyes and like cheers. I forgot what that exactly meant, to be honest.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Drink up the glass and cheers.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, cheers.
Yeah.
They're onto something. How did you get here? Like,
I've been kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, kind of on the dating scene for like a pretty long time, you know?
What about Tinder? Have you tried Tinder?
I have, not the greatest.
Avoid talking about previous dates.
So that's another bad piece of advice. Previous dates are fantastic conversation starters. How would I tell you? Talking about bad previous dates or funny dates is one of the funniest parts of it, because most of us go through dating and it's like a exasperating experience. Like, we're all going through it. So asking about it is perfectly fine, providing you're like, man, I was with this like hot bitch and we fucked. No. But if it's just like...
Yeah, okay, this is true, yeah. You can talk about previous dates, just don't be fucking stupid. Don't be like, oh my God, like, oh, you should have been like, I was on this date last night with this girl. She was so fucking hot, dude. I wanted to fuck the shit out of her. And it didn't end up happening. But anyway, what's your experience, right? Like, yeah, obviously. If you're gonna talk about previous experiences, like, keep it like light and fun or something. I would try to think of like, there's gotta be like a specific reason why, but yeah, but obviously don't like fixate on people who are like, oh, like, I'm still, yeah, I don't know.
Man, my last date showed up 25 minutes late and then expected me to pay. Like, maybe you have a funny way of talking about it. I often do this on dates where I'll ask, like, yo, what's your worst date on Tinder? And the stories are fantastic because it's kind of like our YouTube channel where we talk about something like terrible that happened and then we all share and laugh about it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So when she says, don't talk about previous dates, do not listen to that advice. It's perfectly fine to, provided you do so in a humorous manner or tell an interesting story. Good job.
what are your hobbies?
They're kind of like split between, you know, like working like medical school applications.
Ooh, medical school? You trying to be a doctor?
Yeah, I'm trying to be a pediatrician, really.
Blang, blang. Every time you say that you're a doctor, you know, people like that. They like that. Ooh, doctor. Oh, you're gonna be a doctor.
Okay, that's one of the best.
Say, you like that?
You like the doctor vibe? You face it?
I like men with money.
She's honest. Damn.
The doctor vibe?
No, I like the money vibe.
Are talking about why you want to be a doctor.
Medical system hasn't like treated black people well.
Okay. Why would you talk about why you want to be a doctor? She clearly doesn't give a fuck. Okay? So this is a really good example. I'm so curious if these dating coaches, or if it's all like me, maybe they're not. But like, if he's like, oh yeah, do you care about me being a doctor? She's like, oh, you got a lot of money. Okay, that means you're not going to talk about the doctor thing because clearly she doesn't give a fuck. Like, talk about something different.
You know, like,
Just remember, you can breathe, you can take time to think between things.
I want to be that doctor that can be like, you know, hey, look, it's not all bad. There's people who gonna support you. People gonna be here for you.
She doesn't give a
That was
fuck.
good advice.
That was interesting.
So don't ramble on. Take
Yeah, that's
your
good.
rests. Pauses within any
But not in this conversation. You need to leave this conversation as quickly as possible.
kind of speech have a good way of making everyone embrace the science, create a bit of tension, and also gets you gathering your thoughts.
Something that's really important, if you can do it, is record yourself talking to try to get rid of the vocal stops in between your words. Like. If somebody notices that you're doing this in a conversation, they won't be able to help but notice it a million times. Because especially when you get nervous, because when you start like in a date, everything. Just because like everything because everything gets so overwhelming and like you get really nervous and you'll do that like a million times, and if you go down that road you're not coming back from it. It sounds kind of weird too. I think naturally we're uncomfortable with silence, but I think your sentences actually carry a little bit more weight if you just learn to not fill the gaps. Just be okay with there being a little bit of silence. It'll give you a bit more of a unique cadence compared to other college students too, because other college students are just rambling all the time constantly, and they don't really know if they can't ever say a thing that doesn't feel like every single piece of silence. It makes them blah, blah, blah. And you're having a conversation with somebody. It's not like a fucking debate. You can have pauses between your words. It's not like they're going to step in and cut you off, right? I've noticed that people think it's cute when you're nervous. I don't know, but that's just my experience. Absolutely not. That is some shit that's sold to you by like hardcore female-driven bullshit media. Women like men that are very confident. That is going to be the case 99% of the time. Nervousness is only cute. This is getting into some other, but in my opinion, women only find nervousness cute when they know that you're confident. So if I'm around a girl and I act a little bit nervous over like a particular thing, she'll probably find that cute because ordinarily I'm a very confident person. But if you just come off as like a big bundle of nervousness, unless you're like a 9 or 10 in the attractive scale, they're just going to see you as like an unconfident loser. You have to be very, very, very careful with that. Like most people don't like somebody that's just stumbling over the words and being like, oh, I don't know, like unless they already have like a huge attraction to you. You have to be really, really, really high up there already to do that, which is either going to be through looks or some other type of interaction or whatever.
When you're speaking 100 beats per second, going, just hurling information, it almost gives off an air of uncomfortableness, you know? Basically makes you look like you're worried.
Qu'est-ce qui fait le gars dans tout ça?
What do you mean? You're asking what the guy on the left is?
What?
Like you're worried.
Qu'est-ce qui fait le gars dans tout ça?
Do I need to call 911? Am I having a stroke? Oh, French? What is this, Canadian?
What do you mean? You're asking what the guy on the left is doing?
Yeah. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait, lui?
He's getting his check.
He's getting his cut.
That's right.
Oh my God, I was actually wondering, I was like, what made him want to be a pediatrician? And that's probably the best answer I've heard.
Flirt more. Make her feel seen.
You know, I'm talking to a cute girl here, so I feel like you're gonna be proud.
He's charming. You charming.
I don't know how genuine their reactions are as well, because obviously they know it's me, but like, I would never want to hear that from somebody on a date, or it would be a turn off to me, I guess. And I don't even know how, like if somebody asked me something like, oh, that's the best answer I've ever heard, like, well, engage with it then. Why are you fucking saying this? Like you're trying to like give me a fucking grade letter on like an oral report. Like what the fuck?
Girls love compliments.
Ask her what she likes about you.
And preface the question by being like, I have a bold question.
What do you like about me? Oh my God. What is happening here?
Get her consent on that too. Is it okay if I give you a bold question?
Press pause. Press pause. Press pause. Press pause. No, press pause. Did this man just chime in? Twit?
Bruv. And
Yo.
I can't do it.
Nah, bro. Hold up. I need to just calm down.
Oh,
That's
wow.
intriguing.
Be in your body.
You know what?
Breathe.
You know what though? You know what's sad about this? There's people paying for his advice. That's the saddest part.
Sad.
Dating is hard enough as it is. You got goobers.
No
like this,
way, man.
Talk about, ask for consent to ask a bold question. Jesus Christ.
When you say, can I ask you a bold question? That's the consent. Now you're asking the fucking question twice. Do I have your consent to have the consent to ask you a bold question about a bold question? Bruh!
And it's a terrible question. What do you like about me? Like you're fishing for compliments? It's like such a direct. It's not even like nuanced or flavored.
That's setting up for failure.
Maybe you might have been like, "Hey, what made you want to go on this date?" That's a way better question than
Sure,
being like,
true.
"So what do you like about me?" Ugh. If I was on a date with a girl, she's like, "So what do you think is beautiful about me?" It's like,
bitch, I don't know you.
why are you fishing for compliments?
And
like
you
that?
probably drink the Sunny. Calm down.
Man, this is brutal.
Oh.
This is brutal. This is how you know motherfuckers got no game.
And yo, I got like a bold question if you're okay to like answer. You know?
I'm worried now.
What you like about me? You know?
I think your ambition, it stands out. Also the hair.
Yeah. Oh, so
I don't know how you keep it so. How?
Okay, ambition, that's a good compliment from a woman that's like 30, okay? There's no fucking 21-year-old girl. It's like, oh, I like your ambition. What the fuck? What is this? Now it feels like a school essay or like an interview for your like sociology class or something. Like,
Next time we go out, I'll tell you all the secrets about my hair.
if you want to know more, I can tell you next time. You know, but next day.
She like that.
But yo, so for like a next day, what would you like to do? You know, because like would you like to maybe do a picnic, maybe go find somewhere to eat.
Oh wait, would it be like? Where would it be?
Ask her for her favorite type of international cuisine.
What kind
oh my God, why? Trying to sell the next date in this one feels like that is like so much pressure. I don't know. I like to usually, the way that I view these interactions is it's kind of like fishing. Like you leave a little bit out there, and if they're interested, you see how they respond when you set the bait. So like rather than like, what do you want to do for our next date or whatever? Maybe like instead it's something more like, oh yeah, like, hey, if we meet again, maybe we can get some type of food or whatever, right? And if the girl like, because there'll either be like a yeah, or it'll be like, oh yeah, there's actually a place or whatever. If she bites on that and then she starts suggesting shit, then you got it 100%. The second date is happening. You know she's interested. But like trying to like lean into it and be like, where are we going for our second date? Like, damn, dude. I think that it's better in these interactions and it feels more organic to like leave a little bit out there. And if they're interested, they'll bite. They're not gonna like just leave you hanging because if they really want it, they're gonna go for it, right? Ugh.
of food you like? What's like international food? What you like?
I love my Thai food.
Tell her that you would love to make her a tom yum from Thailand and that she is Tom Yum.
It's got to be like a troll. But like the only thing that irritates me is that like I guess I should see like what the original video. Oh, the original video is titled.
What you like?
Because like this advice is kind of harmful, right? Especially in today's day and age where there's all this incel shit. Like this advice is like actively fucking horrible. But
Oh no!
Make you a tom yum from Thailand and you tom yum me? I don't know.
You're gonna make a
tom yum. From
Okay, from
and
Thailand.
and you tom yum me. You know, like.
also, this might just be me being careful. When somebody says they like something, if you know a lot about it, I would never assume that they know anything about what they're talking about because people say some dumb shit. If somebody tells me they like Thai food, no offense, but my assumption is going to be that you go to a Thai restaurant and you order pad Thai every single fucking time, okay? You don't know anything about fucking Thai food. I would make that assumption about literally every single thing that a person tells me, and I would be really careful. And because I'll know like a lot of random things about like random shit or whatever. Like sometimes I'll ask a question that's a little bit more in depth of something that they've given, and I notice that it's a fuck up because they don't actually know what they're talking about, and then it gets like really awkward. I'm trying to think of an example of this. Like Oh, fuck. I don't do music anything anymore. No, I don't do music anything because that's always like that's a mistake. But that could be an example, right? If somebody says some shit like, oh yeah, like I'm super into like music. It's like, oh cool, like what kind of music do you like or whatever? And somebody's like, oh, you know, like I really like Radiohead. If you ask like, well, what's your favorite album? They might not know the answer to that, okay? They might have heard like a couple songs off of like fucking, you know, Kid A, and then they know, I don't even know what the popular, and they might know Creep. I might be dating myself a bit here, right? Or like aging myself, but like, I don't know if they're going to be able to list you. And then when you ask a question like that, now you've like made them feel like they're an imposter, and it's like really awkward, and you've like fucked the conversation. Be careful with that, okay? Be careful with that.
That's so like corny but cute.
Corny but cute. Still corny. Ah! Oh, no. That is the first time in a video that I'm actually requesting YouTube to give us like an advertisement break. Like you could put the break right now just to give a little breather.
I'm going to say this.
Jesus.
Pro bono. Young man, if you watch this video, DM us. All right, I'll give you the resources. I'll link you to good podcasts. I'll even give you advice for free. Whatever you need, hit us up. Let's have a talk.
Let's have a talk.
I'm sorry you have to go through this.
Let's do this.
Their
shit.
advice is terrible. You may not even know it's terrible.
Horrid.
But I'm telling you, it's trash.
Can't have it.
Okay? And I knew she was going to say it was corny because that's corny. Nope. That dating coach, he's corny.
He's corny as fuck.
Okay? And I could actually see in you're actually really cool.
Corny only, and again, I'm sorry, but like corny is only going to work or whatever if you're like a 9 or a 10, right? Like you got to be really fucking hot to pull off some himbo shit like that and have somebody think that it's like cute. Like, but at that point, the girl is she's already decided she's going to fuck you before you've even opened your mouth. So it's up to you to say as many dumb things as possible to get her to change her mind. Like that, you're like, yeah, this is.
Other than your nervousness, you're actually very vibrant. You got good energy. You got good taste. Okay.
Whoa.
So don't stress it. It's gonna come together. But I'm sorry that you have to get advice from these people. I promise you, I'll redirect you in a good spot. Okay. But this is sad. Tom Yum. This man.
Tom Yummy.
What's your favorite cuisine? Italian. Ooh, I'm gonna make you some pasta and meatballs. You want meatballs? You look like a meatball.
You're delicious.
Yo.
Like a meatball.
Corny, bro.
Oh, you like Italian? Well, I tell you that no.
Like, why didn't they also acknowledge if they're really trying to get this man second date, right?
No.
If you don't have that level of endearment between the both of you, don't be like, yo, come over to my place for some homemade cooked food. Like, that's coming too strong.
There's levels to this shit.
If you guys don't have high chemistry, don't be like, hey, girl, why don't you come by my place? I'll make you some pasta and meatballs. No, you pushing too fast. Right? Especially if you didn't have like fireworks on the first date.
Oh yeah, especially, sorry, everybody on Twitter got triggered when I said this, but if you're inviting somebody to your house, it's to fuck. That's dating 101. If you are ever talking to somebody in a conversation with somebody, you invited you to anybody, anytime you mention the words like, Matt, go back to my place, or we can go over to your place or whatever, that's code word for like, we're fucking 100%. So also like be aware of that as well.
The second date, still go for something chill and casual. Okay? If you macked it on and she's laughing and y'all going out, like, hey, if you want some food, y'all can always make some on my place. But this is awkward.
Are you saying that there's levels to this shit?
Of course. Of course.
You're very charming, and I think you're gonna attract just the person you're looking for.
Oh.
She's not into him. She's not into him.
No.
That was a letdown.
She's having a good time. She's chilling, but she's not into this dude whatsoever.
She said corny.
Stay decisive. Be like, I'll see you at that picnic.
You know what? Next day.
Oh no, dude. I think this might be a red pill thing. But I think this is true. I think that generally when you meet a woman, for whatever reason, I think that women will very quickly get an idea of how they see you as being somebody that would be like fuckable / relationship versus somebody that would be a friend. I think those impressions can get set pretty quickly. And if you've been like filtered into one, it's pretty unlikely you're going to move to the other, with rare exceptions. Yeah. So this guy is in the Ripperino zone.
Hey, I'm finna see you at that.
If you know the date's over, do you try and salvage it or do you just peace out? If shit is fucked, then shit is fucked. I mean, like, it's whatever. I every now and then I'll like hop on Tinder when I go back to Omaha. I think I tell this story on the stream. One of the God, what was it? One of the women that I ended up meeting we went to dinner at a stupid place, and she started making comments about, because she was in the military, I think, or she'd done military. And I asked her comments about, she said something about, what was it? Something about like they were going to give stimulus to Americans, but did you see that Nancy Pelosi had like golden pen to sign the Trump impeachment papers? And I knew that as soon as we went down that road, this shit is fucked, because I'm weird. If somebody wants to argue, that's more entertaining to me than fucking somebody. So yeah, that got completely fucked, but.
All right, well, great to meet you. Keep your charm, and continue to be ambitious. Thank you so much.
Yeah, rejection.
That was a soft send away.
Rejection. Good for you.
We're curious if you ever feel intimidated by women.
Not gonna lie, sometimes, I feel like they can like see through me sometimes,
Only good things to see. You got this.
Let's bring in Sophie.
I'm Azim, by the way. Your name?
I'm Sophie.
Sophie, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. This is interesting.
Oh no, for sure.
Compliment her.
I love your eyes, honestly.
Oh, thank you.
It's so corny to say that. Like, this is like that's like some level 7 romance shit. Like when you're already dating somebody, or like, it has to be like, I can't give like a piece of general advice for that. You have to be like in a very, very intimate or very special moment to like compliment somebody's eyes. Like that is an incredibly intimate thing. I don't think that ever works as just a thrown out there compliment. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Be genuinely curious about the person in front of you.
This is definitely the type of girl to have plans all over a room and some plan B.
It's about the pair.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, especially because like, oh, like I like the curls in your hair, or something dumb like that would be so much more effective, because you can tell that like she obviously, or like I don't know what you would call this fucking garb, so I might even make a joke out of it. Like, but there's a million better things to say here than like I like your eyes. It's a shawl. Okay, there you go.
I'm Sophie.
Sophie, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. This is interesting.
Oh no, for sure.
Compliment her.
I love your eyes, honestly.
Oh, thank you.
Just be genuinely curious about the person in front of you.
This is definitely the type of girl to have plans all over a room and some plan B in the closet. What I mean?
And discount is very free.
Yeah. Sometimes you've never even had sex with a girl. Y'all just making out. And then right in the middle of making out, she's reaching in her pocket. She got a condom ready. She's like, "Oh, we doing that?" She's like, "Yeah." And it's going to be safe.
Because you know
I
what?
just cleared my chlamydia last week. So.
You like anime?
Yeah, do you?
Oh, yo, I'm big weeb.
Oh my god. Okay, that'll make this way easier.
There you go.
actually.
They're bonding.
They're already doing it.
I like Hunter x Hunter, if you've ever seen
Oh
it.
my god, I love Hunter x Hunter.
I got like the manga.
Now the Chad move, if he wanted to fuck this girl tonight, the right answer was, oh, Hunter x Hunter. Oh shit, I thought you were into anime, not shonen trash. That's what he should have said. And then they would have fought, and she would have been like, this guy is an alpha male. I need him to conquer my fucking body. This is a Sigma right here, 100%. I need his based anime takes, and I need his based anime dick. 100%. Seal the deal.
That continues after the anime ends. They have some good ass fights.
Do Kurolo and Hisoka ever fight?
Yeah, actually, that's the fight that I'm talking about.
Oh, so, okay, I gotta pick that up.
He's so excited. He's into her.
And y'all shutting the fuck up and ain't saying shit. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Yeah. That the one date that was going great is the one that just shut the heck up.
More than that, did you also peep the thing? They talked about anatomy and they kept building on it, right?
Yep.
They didn't jump from topic to topic.
Naturally.
You just keep delving in and finding it. And you're saying, well, they both love anime, but
Fuck, hold on. I gotta say this real quick in case he hijacks what I'm about to say into the future. One thing here too, on that common interest, instead of talking mutually so much about your common interest, this is like a good opportunity to like ask a question about it. Like, oh, like what was your favorite arc, or who's your favorite character, or could X character beat Y character? Because if you're an anime loser that's obsessed with shonens, probably 50% of your fandom engagement with this is going to be talking about like who could beat who in a fight, right? So these are like really good like organic ways to build conversations off of questions where you have like a mutual interest.
This makes sense. You cannot love something and still be curious. You think I give a shit about animals? I don't give a fuck. But when I'm having a conversation with someone who loves them, I'll ask about why. What is it about them and animals? And then I'll maybe relate to some experience I had with animals. I'm not even gonna front you. I've been terrified of animals ever since I was 4 because I was in a taxi cab and one was trying to bite me while I was trying to get out. And you find ways to build on that conversation. That's what they're doing. That's it. That's it. That's what they call chemistry. So these dating coaches, the one in the middle is probably the best one out of the 3 because her advice on breathing, taking your time, impeccable, right? But the other 2, absolutely useless. Not only useless, let me rephrase. They're not useless. They're a net negative. But I'm happy for the dude. I'm happy.
Did you watch Hunter x Hunter? I've never watched Hunter. I don't know anything about it.
Progress. I'm happy he got better in the advice about being calm, breathing, having, taking the time for yourself to be comfortable in that date. Solid advice. Otherwise, I thought the other 2 coaches were terrible. But yeah, hey man, my offer stands if you ever want to hit us up. That's it.
You got to do just more stuff. That's it. You just have to go out there more. You got to put yourself out there and experience. You don't even know yourself in certain situations. You don't know yourself in dating situation. And you got to learn that. It's just a new experience that you got to go out there and experience. Yeah.
Okay, well, now I kind of want to watch the... God damn it. I just want to watch that last date. I'm curious what they say.
That I'm talking about.
Okay, I gotta pick that up.
He's so excited. He's into her.
That's One Piece. They're trolling you. Oh, okay.
Are you into Demon Slayer at all?
Demon Slayer? Oh, yeah. I just saw the movie recently.
Same. Fuck yeah.
Tell her you're excited about how this is going.
I was gonna say real quick, I'm so glad this is going really well,
same.
Oh my God, that makes you sound so desperate. Don't say that. Why would you say that? I'm so happy that this is going well. You're like my 11th date. Every other girl thought I was hideous. Like,
Yeah, you're doing really, really good. Like, this is fun.
She's into you, dude.
So, like, what do you do right now? Are you in school? Are you working right now? What's up with that?
Recently, I took up, making little, daggers and, pocket knives out of resin and stuff.
I mean, if you want to send some knives my way,
Yeah, dude.
God, that sounds
If you ever
awful.
want a knife, hit me up.
Yeah,
So list some things you know about her.
got a lot going to you,
Thank
you make knives, you're into anime, it's like,
That sums me up.
That's my boy. I'm excited to learn more about you.
I'm super excited to learn more about you, honestly.
Yeah, dude, same. Is there anything cool that you do?
I'm working at my medical degree, I'm trying to apply to medical school and stuff.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Tell her a hobby you've always wanted to try.
And on a side of that too, I kind of want to learn how to do some sort of that, like backflipping or something, parkour. I at least want to try once.
You want to try parkour?
Yeah.
That's actually sick as fuck. If you can actually get going, I bet that would be really fun,
Right.
Pull your chair closer to her.
I'm really liking it,
oh my God, this has to be a troll. Wait, it's, you know what this is? What's the name of the show? God damn it. What's the name of the show that I'm thinking of? Is it Impractical Jokers? Where they've got the 3 guys behind the scene and they're giving horrible advice or they're trying to get the guy to fuck his life up.
Super duper
Oh, I'm really glad.
Put your hand on the table between you.
This is a lot less nerve-wracking talking.
Why would you do that? Guys, if it's happening, these are things that will happen organically. Don't force it. If it's happening, it will start to happen. Well, hold on. I should have said it's not going to happen out of nowhere. But you never want to force stuff like this. It's so awkward. And there are so many better moments for it to happen. Don't be putting your hands across the table and shit like this. Oh my God. Destiny, do you think playful mean comments might come off as super intense to some? I've had a few times where my playful mean comments just make people shocked and awkward. It probably depends on the type of girl that you're talking to, I would imagine. Because I think there are some girls I've talked to where they actually get a little bit miffed, but I'm never going to connect with those girls anyway. They'll always find me way too obnoxious or way too much to deal with. I have had those experiences before with girls that I actually wish I wouldn't have, actually, now that I think about it. But it's not going to work because I can't control myself. Oh, fuck it. But for a lot of girls, it'll be an opposite. You'll get an opposite reaction, in my opinion. Where if you have a bit more of a backbone, then the challenge is a little bit more fun in the conversation. You really, blah, 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 right? That kind of playfully though. But don't be like when somebody says Hunter x Hunter and you're you're a Hunter x Hunter fan. I thought you like good anime. That's a fun joke. Not oh my God, your hair looks like shit today. What happened? That's not a good one, right? You can be playfully banterous, I guess.
Honestly, like, I kind of forgot we were here for a sec because we were just nerding out. Like,
I'm really glad I came here, you know?
yeah, same.
Start talking about what you want to do on a next date.
Let's say we go on the next date, right? I don't know, this is weird or not, but we can get like a little banquet, you know, go to a park, you know, we can do like a little picnic, it'd be great.
I feel like these types of salesman tactics are going to be like really obvious. And I think that a girl will tell when you are like trying to sell the next day. Like, just be present, like be in the moment. Like, stop trying to like look ahead and do all this like crazy mind game shit. Like, just like be in that moment, be present.
That would be sick as fuck. We could play Smash Bros if you have it.
Like, it's working here, but it's only because the girl and him actually connected on the anime shit.
Literally everything you're saying, I am 100% on board for this. Like,
So it's about time to end the date. You can tell her they're telling you to end the date.
unfortunately, it looks like they're trying to get me to like end the date, you know, like they're kind of
Okay,
hear
yeah,
about
no
that,
worries.
you know, but like I gotta say, like I would love to go on a second date or something.
I'll show you my Animal Crossing town.
Yes, I'm super hyped.
How was that?
I enjoyed myself a lot. That was fun.
You did great.
Yeah, honestly, I was having fun watching you guys, so you must have been having a lot of fun.
Honest to God, has anybody ever seen the movie? Was it called Hitch? Because that's, unironically, that's literally what we just saw. Where basically there's like a fat guy that gets advice from Will Smith to be like a good dating partner or whatever. And then the girl that he ends up falling for, or that he ends up like getting to like him, the reason why she likes him in the end is because he did a whole bunch of shit that Will Smith never told him to do. It was like all kind of like the awkward, playful moments or whatever. It wasn't any of like the smooth question asking. Like, that was the shit that ended up making her like, it's kind of like what just happened here. The only reason this worked is because they connected legitimately on something, not because of any of the cringy things that these like dating prophets or whatever were giving. Ugh.